I am thrilled to be with you once again, dear viewers of the national television of Burundi. Thank you for joining our programs and welcome to our today's English news edition. Top stories first. The ordination of new priest this Saturday in Burundi Diocese, Monsignor Salvatore Michiterese advised the newly ordinated to be good shepherd by fully preaching the word of God without omissions nor additions. While some policy holders continue to express frustration over delays in the processing of their claims following accidents, the officials of the insurance company state that this is primarily attributed to the length of procedures involving the police and judiciary. These were headlines. Welcome in details now. Commercial operators are urged to use foreign currency made available to them responsibly. These measures were issued by the Minister of Trade this Friday in Buta Nyereda during a meeting with economic operators. EDC Orekam Kama for more.
As they do it yearly, members of Burundi Trade and Industry Chamber gathered, and this time they met at Buta Nyereda Province, former Ngozi Province. Banks and insurance companies were also represented. To begin, they first visited orphans at Maria Mbabazi Orphanage. They brought them food and non-food items as well as money. After that, they went on at Burundi Brewery, a factory located at Ngozi commune that makes beer and water. After that, they started their meeting, whose objective was to exchange expertise and talk about future projects as well as challenges. Among the problems encountered, as has said the president of Buta Nyereda, Steve Seibe, Habyarimana Rajabu, that is the expensiveness of the ticket, what pushes them to go take the flight from other countries in the sub-region. Then they asked the government to have them to have their tickets reduced because here in Burundi the tickets are 2 times expensive than the sub-region. And the problem is that even when they take their flight from Bujumbura International Airport, they have to explain where they took the US dollars from, and that makes them late to take their flight. And in his speech, Olivier Suguru, the president of the Burundi Trade and Industry Chamber, he has urged those businessmen to start their factories and formalize them so to pay taxes and develop their country. And to finish, this businessman has asked that governments may invite them in different workshops as well as in different expositions that took place.
At the occasion of Nelson Mandela International Day celebration, Zefere Maniratanga, permanent representative of Burundi to the UN, paid tribute to Nelson Mandela, describing him as a man who embodied peace, justice, and resilience. He added that his legacy continues to inspire commitment to freedom, human dignity, reconciliation, and social cohesion. Marius Muhigwe has more.
Nelson Mandela was not only the leader of people, he was also the conscience of the world, a living symbol of resistance to oppression and a reflection of what humanity can accomplish when it rises above hatred, revenge, and division. Zefere Maniratanga said throughout his life, he had the values of courage, dignity, dialogue, and forgiveness. He led to South Africa toward democracy and reconciliation without ever giving to revenge. The Burundian people fondly remember the historic role played by Nelson Mandela in the pro-democracy movement. Zefere Maniratanga said Mandela made efforts to bring hearts and minds together through his moral stature, his nature and authority, and his profound humanity. He gained the trust of the Burundian parties. The Burundian ambassador to US said, a voice of wisdom and reconciliation and paving the way to peace, his personal commitment led to the signing of Arusha Agreement for Peace and Reconciliation in Burundi, a decisive turning point that still marks the foundation of stability and national reconciliation. Zefere Maniratanga said, Burundi pays a tribute to Mandela not only through words but also through actions, by identifying and celebrating those who, like him, advance reconciliation, social justice, and human dignity. Nelson Mandela's legacy continues to inspire present and future generations to illuminate a collective path toward a world of peace, tolerance, and humanity.
Wow. This Friday in the province of Gitega, the national competition called Inkingi Zimbona Kazoza Event 2025 proceeded with its third day. Jiva Jason Daishimia reports from the ground.
Kana abantu bamaze gushika ku iterambere aha murabona udushusho duto twerekana zahabu abantu bariko barazamura umuntu yarakiri hasi kugira ngo bafashanye mu gukorera hamwe kugira ngo bashike ku iterambere ry'igihugu cyacu chifashe 2040 giteye imbere 2060.
The third day of the Inkingi Zimbona Kazoza Event 2025 competition organized by the Burundian diaspora, the aim of contributing to the realization of the Burundi's national vision took place in Gitega province at the basketball field located in Gitega city in this province. 68 participants competed after being selected from a pool of 129 registered candidates. The competition featured 15 contestants in singing and dancing, 8 in comedy, 10 artists in spoken word poetry, 23 competitors in visual arts, and 12 in short theater plays. Among the messages conveyed by these contestants through their talent was a strong call to Burundians to abandon behaviors that could hinder the country's progress towards its national vision, such as laziness, theft, corruption, wasting time, lack of cooperation, and others. They urged all Burundians to change their behaviors and attitude, to prioritize cooperation, with each person contributing through their talents and skills so that Burundi may reach its national vision more quickly. In his welcome speech, the governor of Gitega province, Ribwana Bigirimana, thanked the Burundian diaspora for this initiative, describing it as a sign of patriotism. He reminded all Burundians, both those living in the country and those abroad, that everyone has a vital role to play in Burundi's development. As for the prize winners, he encouraged them to make good use of the cash prizes they received by investing in their personal development rather than spending them carelessly. Recorded that in all categories of the competition, visual arts, spoken word and slam poetry, music and dance, comedy and theater, the first place winner receives 3 million Burundian francs, the second place receives 2 million, and the third place receives 1 million Burundian francs.
Great. Let's now proceed our news in the region. The Evangelical Association for Holistic Development awarded certificates to the evangelists from various religious denominations. The recipients preached that they will apply the knowledge again during the training to their daily work, noting its great value. Our colleague Jackson Irakoze attended the ceremony.
A total of 126 people from various Christian denominations received the certificate confirming their participation in biblical training. This training was provided by AEDH Burundi in collaboration with Reformer Africa Evangelist Ministry. Kanezius Nakumujyango, one of the graduates, confirmed that the knowledge gained will be useful in their leadership roles within their churches.
This learning, this training, we have been given a great recommendation. That is to go to implement the program in our churches and in different societies in which we are living. So what I'm going to do is to apply the skills that I have learned, I gained from this training, and I will reach, starting from the members of the church I'm leading and beyond. I will go out the church, collecting members in different societies to build different schools to train.
Edmund Gakiza, Secretary General of the Association of Evangelicals in Burundi, said that the goal was to empower God's servants with knowledge that would help them serve better and contribute to the implementation of Burundi's national vision.
We have graduated 126 laureates, the students, who have passed through the pastoral trainings in different places in Bujumbura, and because we have seen as the Evangelical Alliance in Burundi, which is known as the Association of Evangelicals in Burundi, has realized that when pastors are teaching the first teachings, it is at the beginning of the obstacles to reach on develop the country. So we have seen that the teachings should be the primary work, the primary act to do, so that we can change the mindset of the pastors in order to be fully equipped spiritually but also mentally. So we have seen that also they can play a great role to reach on the vision of the country, 2040 emergent country, and also 2060 developed country. So our expectation to them is that they will change the communities as they are leading many people in the churches. So we expect a good result after those teachings.
It is worth noting that this school graduated the first cohort. The trainees hope to turn their churches into places of spiritual healing, emphasizing that many societal problems stem from a lack of proper evangelism training.
Sacerdotal ordination this Saturday in Bururi Diocese. The Archbishop of the Diocese, Msenyele Salvatore Niteretse, advised the newly ordinated to be good shepherd by fully preaching the word of God without omissions nor additions. Marius Muhigwe once again.
That was an atmosphere that reigned this Saturday in the parish of Mugamba during the priestly ordination in the Diocese of Bururi and the commemoration of the Golden Jubilee of 50 years of Mugamba Parish. Referring to the Old Testament, Salvatore Niteretse recorded the origin of the word Jubilee and that the New Testament came to strengthen the Old one. Thus, Jubilee helps today in strengthening friendship, reunion, and so on. Regarding the ordination, Bishop Salvatore Niteretse referred to the New Testament and emphasized that a priest is a servant of God. He reminded them that they will preach the word of God as it is without drawing out or adding any rules. These new servants of God promised the Archbishop that they would respect the hierarchy and they would never establish their own home along with many others. These ceremonies were also marked by the reminder of reinforcement of promises for various Christians of this parish and the awarding of certificates of honor to certain Christians who had given their body and soul to various activities on behalf of Mugamba Parish.
David Namakuriro, Director General of the BMC Group, advised Burundians to consider building multi-story houses as a way to manage limited construction space efficiently. He made this statement on Thursday in Gahahe within the economic capital city, Bujumbura, after visiting a site where 100 houses are currently under construction. Reported by Fabien Nionizigie.
On the Gahahe site, the BMC company is building more than 100 houses, hotel, an international standard restaurant, and a leisure zone including a swimming pool. David Namakuriro, the BMC General Director, encouraged Burundians to adopt modern construction while visiting that site, Diaspora City. The world's population is growing every day, but the land area remains unchanged. We must therefore learn to optimize space, emphasized David Namakuriro. You should know that BMC Group's homes are inspired by modern standards observed in developed countries, particularly those where Burundians in the diaspora live.
As I said so far in top stories, while some policyholders continue to express frustration over delays in the processing of their claims following accidents, the national television team reached out to several insurance companies, namely UCAL, AGICO, and the others to understand the underlying causes. According to the officials from these companies, the delays are primarily attributed to the lengthy procedures involving the police and the judiciary. Additionally, in certain cases, poor financial management within some insurance firms further jeopardizes the problem. Renova Gahungu, president of the ASUD Association, which brings together these companies, stated that joint efforts with the ALCA are currently underway to improve client care and shorten the compensation timelines. Details with our colleague Joseph Mindachambo.
Taking out road accident insurance with insurance companies in Burundi is possible, but it is not yet very popular. Many vehicle and motorcycle owners do so more out of legal obligation, particularly to avoid sanctions from the law than of a genuine conviction of its usefulness. However, in the case of an accident, whether it involves an inheritance or being inherited, any person insured with their company is entitled to compensation. When I went to AGICO Insurance Company, we met a certain Sindaigaya affiliated with this insurance company. He had gone to his insurance company to make a statement so that the victim could be compensated. He testified that he opted for this insurance because of the speed and efficiency with which it takes care of victims of accidents. Despite the services offered by insurance companies in case of road accidents, members of certain insurance companies often complain about the slowness of compensation procedures in the case of an accident. This explains that if there is an accident, they call the police to make a report. The police then make a report which they send to the public prosecutor's office. All this time that passes from the accident until the public prosecutor's office make the holder's activity stop. Hence, he has to complain. However, it happens that the delay directly notifies the insurance company. Lucien Bangura, CEO of AGICO, explains that the delay in registration can be due to the fact that there are agencies which do not have direct registration systems. But for AGICO, it has been operational since March 2025. The RIC insurance company is much more inclined to settle amicably than to pursue legal action. Oscar Ndize, CEO of this insurance company, indicates that there are no complaints so far regarding compensation. Based on the observation that the insurance sector is still poorly understood by the general public, the CEO of REC Novi explains that to promote the sector, the administration must join forces with the various insurance companies to raise awareness among the population about the importance of taking out insurance. Renova Gahungu, the CEO of ASUR, which brings together insurance companies that also manage UCAR, specifies the actions already undertaken in order to reduce reimbursement delays. These actions include, among others, setting up an insurance mediator and training magistrates on the insurance code. Regarding endogenous factors, he explains that a more or less balanced tariff has been established which could improve cash flow, and the companies will improve the rate of payment of their claims. Still within the framework of promoting the insurance sector, a week dedicated to period insurance has been established, during which presentations and current insurance topics are organized. An insurance radio station has been also set to popularize and explain to the population the role and importance of insurance.
Dear viewers of the National Television of Burundi, it's by here we wrap up our edition. Thank you for being with us. Stay tuned.